backing away from further conflict and looking for a diplomatic solution.
Mark, thank you. The government insists its policy of cutting the housing benefit of claimants with at least one spare room remains on track. Critics have called it the bedroom tax, but ministers say the aim is to reduce the housing benefit bill. They also want to encourage those living in homes bigger than they need to move to smaller ones, freeing up much-needed social housing stock. But figures obtained by the BBC suggest that so far the policy is only having a limited effect. Our social affairs correspondent Michael Buchanan reports.
If you go about 5 minutes down there, you'll find some shops.
Jane Dennis feels lucky. She likes her new neighbourhood in Hull and her new home. She's downsized to this one-bedroom flat from a three-bedroom house, which was building up rent arrears.
I've got a smaller place now, so it's easier to clean and keep on top of things. And that, 'cause you don't need a big place, I don't think, when you're on your own.
And you don't have to worry about your rent?
No. I don't have to worry about my rent or anything, so I'm not getting in rent arrears.
Encouraging people like Jane to come here from her under-occupied home was a key aim of last April's housing benefit cut, as social housing tenants don't move as often as those in the private rented sector. Jane's house was once a dilapidated bedsit above an alleyway. Her housing association are now converting these places into much-needed small homes. Turning these condemned buildings into comfortable one-bedroom flats is a positive outcome from this welfare change. But the bottom line is there simply aren't enough smaller properties for people to move into, and so they're not moving. We've gathered data from more than 200 local authorities and over 100 housing associations. Information from councils in Scotland, England and Wales suggests 6% of council tenants whose benefit was reduced have moved. Adding the figures from the housing associations, 28% of tenants who were debt-free a year ago are now in rent arrears. And while the government gave councils money for them to help tenants in need, millions remain unspent. Ministers say the benefit cut was necessary and that it's saving taxpayers more than £1 million a day.
We're working with people like Home Swapper, Home Exchange, making sure that people build the right size properties, because for too long they hadn't. We're still seeing some housing associations building three-bedroomed accommodation.
Marion Smith would dearly love a three-bedroom house. The family squeezed into this two-bed flat in Aberdeen. They hoped the benefit change would free up a larger home, but it hasn't.
We are 36th in line for a house in Dice, and there is maybe one being filled every year. We've been told it'll be decades, so we've had to just accept that we are being stuck here.
Most people who had their benefit cut have stayed and paid, but a year on, the policy remains hugely controversial. Michael Buchanan, BBC News.
In Egypt, supporters of the banned Muslim